For 25 years, Youth Entrepreneurs has been helping to foster an entrepreneurial mindset in young people and the communities that they serve. Typically what this looks like is a 2-semester, 4-credit, regularly scheduled high school class where we do microloans in the fall and business plans and business plan competitions in spring. Now I could spend 13 minutes up here trying to tell you about how we're rethinking the future by redefining the term entrepreneurship. And it is important to set one thing straight. We believe that entrepreneurship has very little, if nothing, to do with business ownership. We are redefining entrepreneurship as solving problems for profit. And when we redefine it thus, we're finding that all of us are entrepreneurial. All of us have the potential to serve and to solve problems for ourselves and for our communities. So what that's led us to understand is, well, if we want to grow more entrepreneurs, we definitely need to study it. But more importantly, we need to study the habitat of the entrepreneur. And the habitat of the entrepreneur is the market. And so, to come to terms with what that means, that's anywhere that trade occurs. And so instead of talking to you about what that looks like, I want to show you. I have with me today 8 of our current students and alumni from our programs, and they're going to join me on stage. What we're going to do is we're going to deploy one of our immersive market simulations. We're going to play cards. And basically, you might have seen this game before. It's called Pit, and it's designed to simulate a commodity market. So we're going to have a little pop-up commodity market today. In a minute, these students are going to take these cards. They each have 8 cards, numbering 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. They're going to have 2 minutes to trade amongst themselves, to be the first one to make all 8 of their cards the same number. And when they're the first one to do that, they're going to raise it in the air and go, Pit! You might have heard it. And when that happens, I'm going to see what card they have, and I'm going to pay them cash money right here. You guys in? 2 minutes. Now, one rule. Now, all the standard rules apply. Keep your hands to yourself, no kicking, no biting, no pushing, no shoving. You can do anything you want except no talking. Are you still with me? 2 minutes. Ready? Go. That's amazing. High school students have their own language. They can communicate fully with 3 syllables. It normally goes, To me, that sounds like an opening of a very nice, refreshing cold drink. They're getting close. It's only been 30 seconds. Remember, no talking. Somebody dropped a card. Don't throw your resources on the floor. They're working hard. I got money. Oh, stop the clock. Let me do a quick audit here real quick. Luxury. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tens. That's worth $10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, $10 for you, sir. If you guys would give your cards to my friend Greg over here and then come back and get in line, and I'll tell these people a little bit about what we're doing. Now, we don't always pay them cash, although we do find ways to get them capital. In our classrooms, we use a fiat currency of our own. We call them YE dollars, and they're little pink, very hard to duplicate dollars. And really, it's a fiat currency, so it's really no different than this, and it just represents all the things that you can buy. And so, in our marketplace, we can tell how much entrepreneurship, these are my slides, by the way, hold that for me, how much entrepreneurial behavior we have by judging how the market produces profit. And profit is way more than just total revenue minus total cost, ladies and gentlemen. Is my life better? I invested my scarce resources in making my future better, making my life better, making my community better. And we have 4 really simple things that even a guy like me can remember that we can measure our market in. If you'll turn that around for me. Thank you so much. Personal choice is the first one. Are they free to choose? He went after the tens, and I bet everybody else was going after the tens. Somehow he made it work. And so much of the time when we choose, we don't realize that we're not choosing all these other things. And they call that, and we call that, opportunity cost. Your greatest, most valuable foregone choice. The thing that was most valuable that you chose not to do. Next up, after personal choice, voluntary exchange. So much of the time we think about, well, in a trade, I have to lose, right? And our world is so much about what we call a zero-sum game. But in fact, when we're engaged in non-coercive voluntary exchange, everybody on either side of that transaction is better. Because they wouldn't trade if they didn't believe in their mind that what they were giving up is worth less than what they're getting back. And that's on both sides of that transaction. Next, we have the freedom to enter and compete in the marketplace. This is vital. No matter who you are, where you came from, what your skill set is, you should have the chance to choose to enter that market and trade. And what's best about that is, the greater the latitude of competition, the greater the choice for the consumer, the better solutions you have at your disposal. And then last, but certainly not least, and very most important, we have the rule of law. And the rule of law says, no matter what, all the rules apply equally to all the people all the time. And these young people, we find, spend most of their first 18 years of life under the rule of someone else. They don't get to choose. They have very little opportunity to exchange. Their competition is limited to zero-sum game where there's one winner and everybody else loses. And the rule of man, the rule of their teachers, their parents, their administrators, they choose for them. Now, fortunately for me, solving problems for a profit is really what I just told myself, and then other people started repeating it. Generally in the marketplace, when we have these things going, there are 4 big buckets that these problems fall into, and fortunately for me, they all start with the letter S. And the one problem that we're all suffering with every single day is the economic problem of scarcity. We live in a world of seemingly limited resources, full of people with unlimited wants and needs. All of us are dealing with scarcity right now. I have 5 minutes and 45 seconds to tell you everything about youth entrepreneurs and play another game. And then what we spend most of our time doing is letting students know that no, the scarcest resource in the universe is not oil, water, and Wi-Fi. It's time, attention, and then money. And money is just a consolidated representation of everything that you can buy. Next up, these two are intertwined. They're constantly at play with dealing with our scarcity, our own self-interest, and our subjective value. See, enlightened self-interest from Alexis de Tocqueville tells us that I can't get what I want unless I help you get what you want. And then subjective value says everybody wants different things at different times for different reasons, and it's all subject to change. And the last one is the hardest one for everyone, sunk cost. And what we teach our students, what we help them to understand and learn, is that they have to pivot. They have to try something else. So if you guys would turn your cards back in and then come over here and we'll play again. This time when we play, you will have 2 minutes to trade amongst yourselves, and we're going to change our market. See, one of the big problems we have is we had a zero-sum game. We had 2 minutes, but we only had one winner. This time, if you make all 9 of your cards the same, come see me, I'll pay you. And then, the First Amendment of the United States Constitution, the Bill of Rights, freedom of speech. Ladies and gentlemen, we think about that in terms of our civil rights and our political rights, but really, the Founding Fathers wanted to sell whiskey and tobacco to the Dutch. So, here are your cards. I will give you 2 minutes. Remember, you can talk this time. Animal noises included. And if you make your cards the same, come see me. I will pay you. Ready, set, go. It's an amazing thing. We don't have to teach them how to do this. They understand it. It's part of who we are. Human beings are empathetic. We're here to help each other. We know we can't survive unless we have help from others and offer help to others. So what we do is we put them in a situation where they can experience it. And when they get out into the real world, where there's real problems, they've been here before. It's not the first time. They know how to do what it is that they're doing right now. Only 40 seconds in, I haven't paid anybody, I got a ton of money. So much I had to put a rubber band on it. Now, while they're doing this, hopefully I've encouraged and engaged your curiosity. This is an ongoing process with youth entrepreneurs. We are getting ready to grow nationally, and hopefully we've started a conversation with you. If you want more information, youthentrepreneurs.org. You can find us on Twitter, YEKansas, and we're looking to expand and grow at a national level. We're going to launch schools in Phoenix next year, Dallas, Texas, a little bit of Kentucky. And right now, we've been servicing around 40 high schools in Kansas and Missouri. 30 seconds left. Come on over. What you got? Niner. Nice. Did I catch a niner in there? 30 seconds. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9 for you, sir. Hold those cards. Going back. 20 seconds. See, time is your scarcest resource because it's always moving. It will end, and you can't get it back. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. If you made it, stand here with me. If not, go ahead and we'll see you backstage. What you got?
Wait, do you need 10 of them?
You need 8, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 for you. And give your cards to Greg, please. 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 for you. Give your cards to Greg. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, $6. You see those smiles on those faces? It is a visceral experience. It's why we're here. So we don't have to create entrepreneurs. That's who we are. All we have to do is consider the market, personal choice, voluntary exchange, the freedom to compete, and then the rules of the game. It's about solving problems for profit.